Pause. Okay, so a few things. We are in our books. We are on page 8, talking about getting ready to speak. We've already covered the WIT review. WIT stands for whatever it takes. The 5% difference, and that's on page 7. In Lee Worthy, we like to think that difference is 5%. The people that are just mediocre, they do well, the people that excel above and beyond. Okay, that's an extra 5%. Okay, and you have to do whatever it takes in life to move forward, to be in that group that excels, that is greatly successful in life. So what we're going to be planning on doing, we're moving on to page 8, and you need to read page 8, and it's getting ready to speak. So we're going to do our first speeches in class within the next week and a half or so. So you need to read page 8, and then just follow along with the video as I'm teaching. We're going to continue on. We are talking about attitude. And this is lesson 3 in the book. And with attitude, we're going to watch a video. Now the video, I may have to just upload it because it may be a little bit harder to hear because he talks kind of fast. But in here, you're talking about when we're saying whatever it takes, what are you willing to do to move forward? What are you willing to do to get better at your sport? What are you willing to do to get better with your grades, your instrument, whatever you're in, whatever you're participating in? What are you willing to do to excel? Are you willing to put down your phone? You know, get off of Snapchat and TikTok and all the things that you do to take that time to study and prepare and do other things, okay, that are pertaining to you moving forward in life, even as a young person, okay? It starts now. Your attitude towards your learning and your future really starts now. Reading some of your papers, you had some really good points in there about what you want to do in life as you're moving forward. But it starts now, 8th grade, as you're getting ready to go into high school. And again, this is a high school course. So we're going to watch the video about whatever it takes. And he's kind of clusters his words together. So just watch the video, and it's more sports oriented, but it's a good video. So let's put your eyes on it as soon as I found it. Okay, how bad do you want it?
There was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money, and so he went to this guru, right? He told the guru, I want to be on the same level you are. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach.
What are you willing to spend time doing?
So the young man got there at 4 a.m. He all ready to rock and roll, got on the suit. He should have wore shorts. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out to the water, it goes waist deep. So he's like, this guy crazy.
Putting in the extra work. Okay? Again, it applies to everything, not just sports.
Adrian, like, I want to make money. He got me out here swimming. I didn't ask to be a lifeguard. I want to make money. He got me in. So he said, come out a little further. Walked out a little further. Then he had it right around this area. the shoulder area. So this old man crazy. He making money, but he crazy. Said, come on out a little further. Came out a little further. Was right at his mouth. My man like, I'm about to go back in here. This God is mine. So the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man didn't scratch it, holding him down. He had him held down just before my man was about to pass out.
Pause right here.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah, it looks funny. Are y'all following with the story as he's meeting with the man at the beach? Okay, so he says he shows up and he meets the guy at the beach, and he shows up in a suit first of all because he thinks he's having a meeting. Okay, so instead of showing up in beachwear or shorts, he shows up in a suit. And the guy that's training him says, okay, come on out here to the water. And he's like, water? I'm coming to make money, not be a lifeguard. Okay, so come on out to the water. So he takes him out to the water. He's standing out there. And he's like, what are we doing? Why are we out here? Just come on out a little further. So long story short, he's moving him out into the water. He gets shoulder deep. He's like, man, I came to make money. I came to learn how to get better, how to improve myself, how to be successful in life. I didn't come to be a life. I didn't come to learn how to swim. And the person that's training him just says, okay, calls him a goober. He says, just come on out, come on out. So finally, he gets further into the water to where the water is over his head. Okay? And then he does what?
Holds him down.
He holds him down. Okay? That's where we are. He holds him down.
He raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Pause. He says, when you want to succeed in life, as bad as you want to what? Breathe. Okay? That's whatever it takes. Okay? Because if somebody holds your nose and covers your mouth, all of a sudden you're going to do whatever it takes to be able to do what? To breathe, to get your breath. Okay? When you want to be successful in life, okay, you do whatever it takes. That's that extra 5% of people that excel above and beyond and do great things. Okay? There's a difference between mediocrity, okay, and success, and we're going to talk about those things. I put you on the 3 roads, and we'll learn those 3 roads, and we'll cross over into health as well. You have a choice to be on the road of success, okay, that's the high road. Mediocrity, the road that's in the middle, where you just do whatever it takes just to get along, okay, just to get by, okay. If I get a C, it's okay, it's not a big deal. I don't really have to prepare for this. Or you have the road to failure, where you just don't care, it's like, I just don't feel like doing it, it's not a big deal, I'll wait till I get in 11th grade. I'll wait till my senior year, okay? The road to success, above and beyond, the road to mediocrity, and then the road to failure. Because there's some people that will fail, okay? Now, just because you're on that failing road doesn't mean that you have to do what? Doesn't mean you have to fail, doesn't mean you have to stay there, okay? You can always make the necessary adjustments, the necessary changes in life to move forward and to get to mediocrity and then to success. You've seen some people that have gone from here and then just made up in their mind, they change the way they what? Change the way they think, they change their mindset, and they go from failing to doing great things, succeeding in life. I had a neighbor, and I won't say his name, this was years ago. I had a neighbor that lived close to me, and long story short, he never took care of his yard. He had an old raggedy car in his yard, and he never shaved. His hair was long and nasty. He was out of shape, and this, that, and the other. And he even, like, when he'd go check the mailbox, I'd be like, man, you could, like, smell he never took a shower. I don't know what he had going on, whether he was going through depression or what, I don't know. But long story short, you could smell him walking down the street and be like, hey, there goes Mofongo. We call him Mofongo because he had this odor that came from him. Like, what is that? But he lived in a beautiful home right down the street from me on the same road, just a few houses down. So I don't know what happened to him that made him get to that place where he didn't care. He had weeds growing up in his yard, HOA letters coming in, all that kind of stuff. Long story short, one day, was riding by. He was out working on the yard. Then a week later, the old stuff all the yard was gone. The yard was cleaned up. Saw him again later on. He had shaved his face. He had cut his hair. Saw him again. He was working out, this, that, and the other. Within about 3 months' time, he went from this scruffy, kind of funky, mofongo, we called him, to he had cleaned up everything. And I just watched. I didn't really say much to him, I'd speak and everything. But within a year you saw him in a business suit, he was cleaned up and, you know, wasn't funky, when he walked by the mailbox, he had his suit on and had gotten a good job and this, that, and the other, yard was immaculate. But he changed his what? He changed his thinking, he changed his mindset about himself and the way he was living. Sometimes you gotta get tired of being where you are, okay? You gotta get tired of being, we would say, at the bottom. Change the way you think, you can change the way you live. Let's continue on. So, you gotta be successful, you gotta want it as bad as you want to what? Breathe.
I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you're trying to do is get some air. You don't care about no basketball game, you don't care what's on TV, you don't care about nobody calling you, you don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air. That's it. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it bad and then you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you gotta be willing to give up sleep. You gotta be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you will have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you gotta want it. You gotta go days without, listen to me, you gotta want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat. Beyonce said once she was on the set doing her thing, 3 days had gone by, she forgot she didn't eat. Because she was engaged. I never forget when 50 Cent was doing this movie, I did a little research on 50, and 50 said that when he wasn't doing the movie, he was doing the soundtrack. And they said, when do you sleep, 50? Sleep. He said, sleep. Sleep is for those people who are broke. I don't sleep. So I got an opportunity to make a dream become a reality. Don't try to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it. Don't go to sleep until you succeed. Listen to me. I'm here to tell you today that you can come here, you can jump up, you can do flips, you can be excited when we give away money. But listen to me, you'll never be successful until I don't have to give you a dime to do it.
Do it
You won't be successful until you say, I don't need that money. Because I got it in here.
Just a side note, I don't pick the video. The videos come from the program, from the team leadership program. They are embedded in team leadership, so I'm showing you what they give us to show you. And sometimes I add some other things in there, but as well. But this was coming from team leadership. And the whole thing is to show you, or to ask you, how bad do you want to work for something in life? How much time are you willing to put in to what you are interested in your future? If you're interested in being a marine biologist, how much time right now are you spending learning about it, reading about it, watching stuff about it? I think my crazy thing was fitness. I loved fitness. When I got into the Army and I started, running and training, I was like, man, I love this thing called fitness. So I ended up being a master fitness trainer. I trained other soldiers to get in shape. I trained what they called back then in the Army, they call it the Fat Boy program. So if you're overweight, they use the terminology Fat Boy. And so I was in charge of running that program to train them, to get them back in shape, teach them how to eat so that they didn't get kicked out of the military. Then I got into personal training and group fitness, and that was 20 years ago, maybe longer. And I'm still doing it today because it's something that I'm passionate about. So I'm always taking courses, I'm always training, I'm always working out, okay? This is something that I'm passionate about. How bad do I want it? When I retire from teaching, I'll probably do fitness full time and run my own business. I have a business on the side right now, but I can't do that full time. But when I retire from this, my passion thing that I'm passionate about is taking care of helping people live a better lifestyle. So that's what I'll do when I'm finished this. But right now, I'm helping who? helping students, yes, I'm helping you guys, okay? And this stuff like this goes so close to what I already love to do, okay? And so, fitness, health, nutrition, taking care of yourself, right now teaching you how to take care of your mind, how to become a leader so that you can do great things in your future, okay? So I hope y'all understand what he was trying to say in the video, that you have to do whatever it takes, you have to do more than just what everybody else is doing, okay? You have to go above and beyond, you have to excel. You gotta really want it, as bad as you're breathing, okay? This is how bad I wanna do this. Okay, when you wanna take that extra nap going on Saturday, just kick back and do nothing, play on your phone. And we're not saying that you can't enjoy life, you know? You find people that wanna go where you're going. You find friends that wanna do great things as well, and you link up with those friends, okay? Then y'all talk about the things, y'all talk about success, you talk about dreaming, okay? Really seeing yourself doing something in the future, okay? And then you start working on it when? You start working on it right now. Okay, we're gonna learn about how we think. We're gonna learn about our self-concept, how we see ourselves, and how come we don't see ourselves successful. Because there are times where I can ask a kid, you know, do you have any idea, do you wanna be successful? You know, do you know what success looks like? Not really. Do you have a dream? Do you have a goal? Do you have something set ahead of you? No. Do you know what you wanna be when you grow up? And a lot of kids don't, okay? But you have to be striving for something, okay? Even if it's just a short-term goal, which we'll learn about goals when we get into high school health. All right, so I'm gonna push pause on that, and let's get back to where we left off. Oh, don't do that to me. All right, so let me scroll. Let's see if y'all can see me over there. Motivation, hard work to reach dreams. Let's see what this other one was. I don't wanna run out of time. What time we get out? I always forget.
25.
Okay. So let's go to this next part. I wanna read this to you. Alright, so I'm gonna read this short story really quick, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know if y'all can see it over there on the thing, but I'm gonna just kind of put what I'm saying. You gotta use your imagination and hear the words, hear the story, act like you're in the story, okay, to help you better understand it. So again, talking about attitude. This says attitude, it's your choice. The 92-year-old, petite, well-poised, and proud lady who is fully dressed each morning by 8 o'clock with her hair fashionably styled and her makeup perfectly applied, though she is legally blind, moved to a nursing home today. Okay? So she's 92 years old. Okay? 92. She still takes care of herself, well poised, still does her makeup, all those kind of things. She moved into a nursing home today, and she's legally what? Legally blind. Okay? Her husband of 70 years recently passed away, making the move necessary. After many hours of waiting patiently in the lobby of the nursing home, she sweetly smiled when told her room was ready. As she maneuvered her walker to the elevator, so you know she's got a walker, I provided a visual description of her tiny room, including the eyelet sheets that had been hung on her window. I love it, she stated with the enthusiasm of an 80-year-old having just been presented with a new puppy, an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old with a new puppy. Mrs. Jones, you haven't seen the room, just wait. That doesn't have anything to do with it, she cried. Happiness is something you decide on ahead of time. Whether I like my room or not doesn't depend on the furniture, doesn't depend on how the furniture is arranged. It's how I arrange it in my what? How you arrange it in your mind. I already decided to love it. I haven't seen it yet, but I've already decided to love it. It's a decision I make every morning when I wake up, okay? And I really want you to focus in on this part. It's a decision that I make every morning when I wake up. I have a choice. You guys have a choice. You guys that are watching on video, you have a choice, okay? I spend the day in bed recounting the difficulty I have with the part of my body that no longer work. or get out of the bed and be thankful for the ones that do. So she could get up and complain every morning, oh man, I can't see, I wish I could see, I wish my eyes worked, okay? She could get up every morning, she could complain, and she could be negative about it, or she can be thankful for what? Come on, guys.
Parts of her body that do work.
For the parts of her body that do work. What were you gonna say, sweetie? The same thing. For everything that she still has in life, okay? She says, or get out of the bed and be thankful for the ones that do, the things that do work. Each day is a gift. And as long as my eyes open, I'll focus on the new day and all the happy memories I've stored away just for this time in my life. Okay, so she may not be able to see it with her natural eyes, but in her mind and in her heart, she can still see it. Old age is like a bank account. You withdraw from what you've put in it. You gotta remember that you guys are, at some point in life, you're gonna get what? You're gonna get older, okay? And I'm realizing that even at my age, okay? She says old age, as you're getting older, it's like a bank account. Right now, what you put in while you're in middle school, you are investing in who? Yourself. You're investing in yourself right now. Even sitting in here listening to me talk to you, you're investing in yourself, okay? Old age is like a bank account. You withdraw from what you've put in it. Therefore, my advice to you would be to deposit a lot of happiness in the bank account of memories, okay? A lot of happiness in the bank account of memories. A lot of things that you've done in life. Don't miss out on opportunities, okay? Don't miss out on opportunities. We're gonna talk about that as we move on. It says, thank you for your part in filling my memory bank. I am still depositing at 92. She's still depositing into her life, okay? Your day, when you wake up every morning, is what you decide. Even if something negative is happening in your life, you make the decision every day of how you're going to carry yourself. Is if whether you're going to be happy or whether you're going to be upset about maybe what happened. Maybe you got into an argument. Maybe your parents were yelling at you. Okay, or maybe you're just having a rough time. But you can learn how to make up in your mind, yes, I went through this and it's not good, but I'm going to choose today to walk in joy. I'm going to choose today to be happy regardless of what happened just a few minutes ago or last night. I'm going to choose today, okay? And I'm going to deposit those things in my memory box. Challenge. Always live your life by excelling and giving the extra 5%, okay? And you never know, you never have to finish life as a minimalist, meaning being empty, having nothing at the bottom, just barely getting by. All right, so I'll tell you a quick other story really quick. Hold on, let me pull it back up. So I had a student, okay, this was years ago. I've been here, this is my 8th year here, and this was probably like maybe 5 years ago. And this student was homeless, and nobody knew what she had going on. Her family kind of moved here and there. She was staying with people here. She had to go all the way out of town, and then they'd catch a bus that would bring her here. She was a student council student. She made straight A's. She worked hard. She was in athletics, and she didn't let the part of life of not having, not having a place to stay, moving here and there, living, way down in Pflugerville, wherever she was, just a little small spot, staying with other people, sleeping on somebody's couch, not knowing that you couldn't just go to the refrigerator and grab something out of it, having to come to school and making sure I gotta get school breakfast and school lunches we don't have, not having what she needed, but yet being taken care of, because as coaches, we would do what? We would help take, yes, we help take care. That's what we do as coaches, and the school itself. So regardless of all the things this young lady had going on, she refused to let what she had going on keep her from being successful. So she worked hard, okay? She did her schoolwork. She made straight A's. I'm not saying you have to make straight A's, but she did what's called that what percent? 5%. She did the 5%. She did more than kids that had everything they needed. She was willing to put in the work regardless of how tough her life was. Right now, She's in college, she's doing great things, she's doing community speeches, she's doing all kinds of things, she's modeling. She's got great things going on because she didn't let what she was experiencing in life stop her from being successful. So I'd say to you that regardless of what you've got going on, you know, we don't always have the most exciting time in life. Sometimes we do have rough things going on, okay? But you have to make up in your mind that I am going to move past what I'm experiencing at home, maybe, or maybe you've got something going on with friends or family, I don't know. But you gotta make up in your mind every day that today is a day that I choose to be successful, I choose to be happy, I choose to work hard. It's a decision that you make when? Right now, every morning, every day, okay? I'm gonna push pause right there. Now, we're gonna move in tomorrow, we'll start getting into talking about how we're gonna do our speeches. And it's gonna be about you, and again, thinking about your attitude, how you view things, this, that, and the other, okay? I'm gonna push pause on that. That is the lesson for today. If I add anything else to it, I will turn the screen back on, because that's 26 minutes. So let's go back and look at this sheet over here. So, lesson 4 moves into getting ready to speak. That's coming up next. Now, mind you, we are not going to be doing speeches next class, okay? But this is just a prerequisite for that. It says next time we have class, you will speak for 1.5 minutes about yourself, okay? I mean, you're gonna have to prepare what? A little speech. You kind of did that. I did that in the very beginning when I said getting to know you on that video. Some of y'all didn't do it. You got goose eggs for it on the Flipgrid, you know, and then tell me something about what you learned about other kids in the class. Some of y'all still didn't do that, so you got goose eggs in there on the Flipgrid. That was the very first assignments that I put in the Google Classroom. Okay, you want to talk about things that are important to you, things that you enjoy, that you have done, and that are special to you, okay, etc. It's important that you say something about yourself that will help people remember you. What is something that's valuable, that's important about you? You might want to take notes as others are speaking so that you can remember their names and get to know them better, okay? The kids that are remote learners, they're gonna have to send their video to us and we'll have to watch it, okay? Here's how we're gonna do our speeches. There will always be people at the front of the class. We will have one standing to speak while the other 2 people are sitting in the support chairs just behind the speaker, waiting for their turns. After a speaker is finished, then one gets out of the way and the other one takes the place, okay? So it just moves in a rotation. Of course, we can't sit close together for that. When you feel ready, come up and sit in the empty chair. This is a support chair. The person standing to speak should not begin until both support chairs are taken. Okay, come to the front when you're ready. Your job is to develop an attitude that says what? An attitude that says what? Come on. What do you think is going to go in those spaces?
WNC.
I can. Because the reason why we do this, most of the time, people in life, you need to be able to do what? Speak and communicate in front of other people, okay? So it can be challenging. We do usually 6 speeches in here, we do presentations, okay? So your first one you're gonna be working on, I'm gonna let you work on that in class tomorrow. So you guys that are at home, you're gonna have a preparation speech as well. We're gonna work on that in class tomorrow, and it's gonna be just about you. Again, you can go back and look at that, but I'll give you in class time to do that, all right? So, getting ready to speak, 1.5 minutes, and I will time them. If it's not 1.5 minutes, then I will take off points for that. Okay, so 1.5 minutes. Again, I think it's on, what page is that? On page what?
Oh, no, 8.
Page 8. So on page 8, make sure you read page 8 and look at that in preparation for your speech. Tomorrow we're going to work on it. I expect you to work on it as well. And then we'll be showing your video to the class. You'll be able to watch ours as well. Y'all have a good day.